Um, how are you? I hope you are safe wherever you are. There's a lot going on the planet. And, the 28th of February, which was yesterday, so the night before, in the Middle East, it was the Ten of Clubs Day. And the Ten of Clubs sits at the top of the Mars line. It has no other influence. It's up here in the crown line at the top of the Mars column, I mean. And this is a very powerful energy. So I'm not surprised that all that started with that card and then went into March 1st, which, they're ahead of us over there. Well, ahead of me. I don't know where you guys are. But March 1st is a Nine of Spades, Jack of Spades. You know, this is, on the challenge side of things, this is death and deception. That's on the dark side of these cards, death and deception. And the more people try to reveal the deception, the more death, it seems. So March, the month of March, the third month in our year here, is by name the Four of Clubs. Now, I know some people name the months by the royal cards, the face cards. I don't do that because names carry frequency, words carry frequency, names of people, names of places, the name of the month. So, to me, that's a more profound expression that shows up. I proved this to myself in various ways over the decades that I've been working with this oracle. So March is a Four of Clubs. This also is, it's a Jupiter card in the Mars line. So that Jupiter energy intensifies Mars. Mars is the god of war. So, and it appears that, Iran is retaliating in spades, literally. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. It would be really nice if people weren't dying, That would be the best outcome here. So March being the Four of Clubs, this is for us personally. I mean, there's a whole group of people that are in another world out there. These are the people that are dropping bombs and whatnot. Oh. Anyway, I just got a text from somebody I haven't heard from in years. That was cool. The Four of Clubs is a brilliant card for bringing our ideas into form. Fours are about building and creating structures. The thing is, on the challenge side of this card, we can find tyrants. So this isn't helping anything right now. And the first 9 days of March are in the spade suit. So, I'm doing my best not to add my personal opinion to things here because I'm trying to just talk about the cards and who they are. Today being the Nine of Spades. For us who are on this side of the date line, I'm in Mexico right now. Everyone else is, they've already been experiencing the influences of March 1st. Tomorrow is going to be the Eight of Spades, Nine of Hearts Day. Because we're in Pisces, the Neptune card is always the planetary ruler. You know, I'm just going to talk about the challenge side of the cards. Because, well, if we look at the Nine of Spades, this is known as the death card. And that doesn't mean every time it shows up, you're going to die. It definitely can wreak some havoc if we're not on the right path with ourselves. And, it can bring illness, loss, death, but it's also a powerful card of spiritual initiation. Both of these cards are. So on the high side, this is about, death and rebirth, reinvention and recreation of self and life. And the Jack is, on the high side, the card of spiritual initiation. These are both cards of spiritual initiation. Sometimes it's not easy how that comes. I think, most of us, if not all of us, that aren't privy to the inside information of what's going on, we don't know what this is really about. I think it's way, 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 way deeper and more secretive than we know. And we get to see what's on the surface with the mundane information we get and are fed. We're fed information. But I just have a feeling that there's something more sacred, I want to say, is the word that's bouncing around in my face, and more powerful. I don't know. I'm not happy to be an American at the moment. It's shameful what the present administration is doing with Israel. And, it's interesting to watch. I don't really have an emotional reaction to any of this, which I highly recommend, because it's not good for your health, mentally, physically, or emotionally, or spiritually. It's just not good. We're watching something take place that is horrific. But I think there's something going on behind everything that, we're not privy to. Maybe somebody listening to this is. Enlighten us, if that's you. Because none of it makes sense. So, avoiding stating my feelings and thoughts about the country I was born in and looking to see where is the enlightenment in this. For each one of us, our heart, our soul, our spirit, that's what we need to embrace. We need to do what we love and be kind to whoever we come into contact with. And to be the Buddha, to remove ourselves so that we observe this like we're watching TV, you know? Because really, I believe that there are a lot of different dimensions. I know there are a lot of different dimensions here, where we are on this planet. And you know, I'm a medium, and a reading that I did recently, I don't know if I shared this after it happened, but I'm going to share it again. Because people always show me different things. You know, there are organizations of people and religions and things that have set rules about what goes on the other side and what happens when we die. And that hasn't been my experience. And my son, since he died, 28 years ago, he has shown me many things. And one of the things that I was shown by someone on the other side when I was doing a reading recently was that there is a parallel earth. And I've seen this so many times. And for a very long time, I believed that I was remembering where I came from. Remembering that there was peace and beauty and love, and where the lion laid with the lamb. And I thought, well, maybe it's from my days of Sunday school, but this person was showing me, that when we leave this body, we don't die. And I've felt that for a very long time. And I feel like the more we remove ourselves from all this trickery and foolery and death and destruction and evil, it feels evil, that's going on, the more we resonate with a place that has nothing to do with any of this. And I really can't believe I'm saying this, but I am going to post this video because somebody needs to hear this. And, I never know what I'm going to say when I do this. I take a little guidance from the cards, and then I just kind of move out of the way. It's a little bit of a struggle to move out of the way today because there's a part of me that wants to be opinionated about things. But the truth is, I know it has nothing to do with me. And that doesn't mean I don't have compassion for people that are going through this horrific nonsense right now. I do. And I know it doesn't serve me or anyone else if I allow my emotions to become entangled in what's going on. I mean, I have a friend, a neighbor, who literally hates Donald Trump, and she's just livid. And it's not good for her. It's not good for her health. It's not going to make a difference. If anything, it's just attaching her energy to that energy. And we need to stay pure. We need to be observers. Because the more we remove ourselves The greater our consciousness and our collective consciousness in a higher vibration, which is probably the only thing that's holding this all together, I think, maybe. So we need to support each other to stay in our hearts and, you know, hold hands around the world, you know, through our cyber world, or even better, our celestial being, because we are celestial beings. And when we unite on that plane, then we're with the forces that are above and beyond all of this stuff. So, back to our level playing field with the cards and our time in March. um, Nurture and cultivate yourself and your ideas. Do that. If that means going out in the backyard and planting a garden, do that. Pay attention to the earth. Put your feet on the ground. You know, just, we want to anchor in the highest possible energies right now during this month. Okay, I love you guys.